for the watch.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the final Game of Thrones review of the season. Stannis, the Lord of Light, was like, maybe that's a little too much for me even.
Yeah.
And Melisandre kind of got the heck out of here there, which is like, this is all you. Like, you, what happened to, he's gonna lead, he's gonna help us, he's with us. No, he's not. I really liked that the men, like half of the men deserted him and were like, we're taking the horses. And they're like, screw this. I was too much. No. They draw the line at killing a child. No, we did not sign up for this.
Remember last episode, Lord Bolton was like, oh, we'll withstand the siege. There's a bunch of snows. We'll just let them freeze out there. He saw them all walking toward the castle. He was like, let's go just attack them, fine. We'll slaughter them. And they did.
Which led also to Brienne and Podrick making a reappearance. And Brienne finally got to kill Stannis.
Yeah, she looks like she did that with the proper way. She's like, I'm going to say the words. There's also a Ned Stark way of doing it, you know? Took out the sword, said the words, and now, of course, there's going to be questions on whether or not she actually killed Stannis. Personally, I don't have any question about it. Even though he's still alive in the books, I don't think anything stayed her blade. I think he's gone. You know what's actually kind of weird about this episode is we didn't see a lot of confirmed deaths. We saw a lot of people on the very brink of death.
That's a good point.
Every single person we saw was dying, not completely dead.
That's true. Also, speaking of Brienne and Podrick, they've been apparently waiting to see that light come on. And then, are you kidding me? The second that Sansa gets to go to the tower to light it up, they're like, one last minute, let me check. Okay, it's not on. Let me turn around and it's on. Really? That's so cliche though. So she missed Sansa, but Reek finally stepped up to the plate a little too late for my taste. But, at least he sort of saved her.
Yeah, he shoved Miranda off the wagon. I tell you what,
that felt painful.
It had a bones crunch, and there's like a little wetness, a little crackle to it.
Face
oh yeah. To read into Theon, I'm going to call him Theon now. And,
I don't know, Kenny, has he earned that name back?
Well, not yet, but I'm still going to do it because I'm a Theon guy and I'm pulling for him. I think that they landed in a snowdrift. I'm pretty sure. That was there's a lot of snow going under there, so.
Well, she didn't seem too scared to jump out. She wasn't like, are you crazy? She just seemed like, all right, we're going to do this. All right,
well, she was also very desperate. And
That's true.
Yeah. And I also have to say that I was also a little disappointed in the end of Sansa's arc. If this was a series arc and basically all she used that little screwdriver thing to do was to jimmy her door open.
I thought it was going to be a weapon when she took it.
I
thought
she was
going to kill... Oh, I thought she was going to kill Ramsay.
No, I don't know if Sansa is technically strong enough to kill Ramsay, but...
Well, she could just stick it in
right
the
in the neck, and turn it and turn it and turn it.
Yeah. I mean, Arya was like...
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Can we talk about that?
Let's talk
about Arya.
Okay, so as I predicted last week, she's definitely using the fact that Meryn Trant likes younger girls.
And who thought that he likes them in that way?
Oh, that's what I wrote. That's what I thought. I was like, wait, not only does he like younger girls, this just adds a whole new layer of dislike to him. Like, just, ugh.
And that's a flashback also to season 2, or was it even 1? 1 or 2, when he was doing the same thing to Sansa. So now you're like, wow, he gets off on that.
Well, I thought right away it was Arya. But then I saw the girl, and for a split second I was like, what? And then I'm like, it's Arya, which we've been talking about this whole season, about how she's going to start taking someone else's face. And oh, that scene, Kenny.
Speaking of faces, she pounced on his face. She pounced on his face and took the daggers and put them in his eyes. And
damn. Did you think from first season you saw Arya, this is where you would end up? This is where we would end up?
No.
Wow.
Now what? She's blind.
Well, yeah, Jack and Hagar, he killed himself, but it wasn't really him because everybody's really no one and they're all the same person. And by borrowing the face to really do her own bidding, she kind of went against the many face gods. And yeah, now it seems like she's blind, but is she blind temporarily? Yeah, temporarily? Permanently?
That's a good question.
Why is she blind? Is that a punishment for what she did?
It's going to be interesting.
Marcella.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so Jamie didn't have much to do this season, but he had such a sweet moment with Marcella when she's like...
Didn't last long,
"No,
though.
you're my father." No, and it was twisted. Yeah. It's almost like, oh, wait. Should I find this endearing?
Should I find this endearing? You want to find it endearing.
It's like, I'm glad you're my dad. I'm glad you slept with your sister.
She has to be kind of glad he slept with his sister because she wouldn't have even been born had that not been the case.
Right, but it's kind of like, that's why it's so messed up, because you start being happy, but then you're like, wait, this is so messed up. I'm happy for like brother and sister to have slept together and had a daughter, and it's like, I can't even.
Welcome to Game of Thrones. Is she dead? I think she's dead.
Yes.
There's no way for them to cure it, so I think she's...
I mean, there is a way, but the Sand Snakes and Arya have the cure, so...
For a moment there, I thought Arya had taken one for the team.
I thought so, too. But then, of course not.
She's going to live to snake another day.
Yeah. Now the question is, does Jamie know? I mean, would he suspect that? Oh, it was Arya.
Poor Trystane is alone on that boat with Jamie and Bronn now. Yeah. He's gonna be like, I'd like to see my betrothed, please. What? What happened?
Yeah, but he would probably be mad too. I mean, if he really loved her, wouldn't he go after Arya and team up with Bronn and Jamie go hunt them down?
It could be a team up. It could be a slaughter fest. We really don't know. We're not going to know until next season. Well, episode 1, they had that flashback with Cersei, and they predicted that she would see both of her children, or all of her children, dead. Children with golden crowns and golden shrouds. So now she's lost Joffrey, she's lost Marcella. Only Tommen's next. He's still kicking, but
so Tommen next season?
It has to be.
He hasn't been eating, so maybe he'll just die of starvation.
Just starve to death. Where's Marjorie? Completely out of the episode.
Well, yeah. Marjorie
hasn't been seen for a while.
She's still rotting in her cell.
I guess she didn't.
For doing nothing.
She didn't confess.
What does she have to confess to? Like she said she lied. She lied for her brother,
But if she admits to lying, then that's the same as saying that she's basically telling them that Loras is gay. And we still don't quite know the penalty for being gay in Westeros.
So you're thinking that she's just holding out just to protect
her brother. I think it's a very tight-knit family.
Well, how long can she hold out, though? That's the question. Because she didn't look too good the first time Cersei went to see her, and we know that she's been in there even longer than Cersei was in there, and Cersei didn't look so great.
Cersei didn't look so great. Cersei didn't look so great at the beginning of the walk, and she looked even worse at the end of her walk. Can we talk about that?
Yes.
Wow. What a... little behind-the-scenes stuff. They had a bit of difficulty filming that. The place they wanted to film it in Croatia was initially, I think, the church said, no, we don't want a naked woman walking down the street. So they had to change, I believe, the location of where they filmed it. It was still in the city. It's just she wasn't walking by a church or something this time. God. I don't know. Yeah.
That was a powerful scene. I mean, even I can only imagine even just filming it. It's like really vulnerable. Like you have this crowd of probably extras just kind of throwing things at you, screaming at you. I mean, I know even if it's just you're acting, you're just still in that moment of like... Yeah.
Not only did Lena Headey make the walk, but her body double also made the walk because during the filming, Lena Headey was actually very pregnant. So a lot of the full body shots you see, if you look closely, isn't really Lena. They just superimposed a face onto there. I think the effect as a whole was still what we got.
Yeah.
And it was still very... Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, to get Cersei to break down at the end... And then she hasn't given up when she doesnhas give up Jamie.
Right.
Right? You're like, oh, she's not really repenting. No. She's just trying to get away.
And if the High Sparrow thinks he's getting his hands on her again, he has another thing coming because he's going to have to get past Gregor Stein now, who has been made one of the Kingsguard. He's a gigantic monster of a Kingsguard in full armor who doesn't talk. Because he probably sounded like Frankenstein if he tried to
Well,
talk.
he actually took a vow of silence.
Vows. Very convenient.
Until he kills all of the people that did her
people
wrong,
that
right?
done her wrong, yes. And that's a lot of people.
Yeah, that is
so,
a lot of people.
A lot of deaths.
Top of the list, High Sparrow.
Yes. The Septon Unella, the one who was questioning Cersei over and over again.
And then shame. And at the same time, you're rooting for Cersei. On the other hand, you're like, well, you kind of brought it on yourself, didn't you? Like, you kind of gave power to the High Sparrow, and it just kind of turned on you. But, you still want all of them dead, though.
Right.
They're all gonna die. We still don't know what Jaime's gonna do when he finds out about what Cersei went through.
Oh, there are a lot of people that have to find out a lot of things next season.
Yes. Daenerys!
Yay! Danny. We got some more dragon action, which you love.
Yeah, I do, dragon.
Wasn't a lot of action. He was just sort of sitting there going, ow, I'm tired. Mom, don't bother me. She tried to sit on his back. He's like, no, stop. Get off me. And Danny wanders off and is surrounded by Dothraki.
Yep.
There's a lot of Dothraki.
Yeah. Now, are they good Dothraki? Did they like her? Or are they like, no, we don't really like you. We're going to kill you, Dothraki.
Yet something else we'll have to wait for next season for.
Yeah. Oh!
A lot of cliffhangers this year.
Back at Marine, Varys made it back to Tyrion. We were wondering this whole time what happened to Varys. And then remember I told you that, well, he'll probably find out what happened to Tyrion through his sort of network of spies.
And he did. Yeah. And so next season, instead of people yelling and screaming at Daenerys for her to go to Westeros, they're going to be yelling and screaming at Tyrion and Varys to go back to Westeros. I don't think Tyrion wants to go back to Westeros, though, to be fair.
I'm just excited about the team up of Tyrion and Varys.
Once again.
And then counseling or just rooting for Daenerys this time. That's just such a crazy twist. Well, I never thought that's where we'd end up, but here we are.
They're going to have to corral her from the Dothraki first. So Sir Friendzone and Loverboy are now off to find him. So
Sir Friendzone.
We'll see. How do you track a dragon? Are they just going to ask people like, pardon me, have you seen a dragon flying by? Did it go that way? Guy going, no, I don't. Oh, a dragon. Yes. I thought you meant sheep. Yeah, dragon. It went that way.
I don't know if I can talk about it, Kenny.
For the watch!
No!
Totally can.
Oh my god. Okay. I had no idea. I was not expecting it. I was like, yeah, Jon Snow's gonna live for another 2 seasons. He's gonna, right? And I think it even took me like a second to understand when I saw the word traitor. And then I was like, what? And then the first person stabbed him, and I'm like, what? No.
They kind of pre-made a grave for him. It was like a little cross with traitor on it.
I think I was in denial for like a few seconds until and then I was like, oh, okay, just 1 stab. He can come back from this. Someone's going to defend him.
2 stabs.
2 stabs. This is not good.
3 stabs.
It was just like heartbreaking, Kenny. Heartbreaking.
Yeah,
and I think Ollie was just like,
she did not handle this well.
No. Completely unprepared for Jon Snow.
Thing is, were I a non-book reader, I probably might not have guessed it, except for the fact that it seems to me they telegraphed Ollie an awful lot. It was like every time the camera goes to Ollie, he's going, Jon Snow.
Yeah, but I thought Jon Snow's still his guy. Like he's still his protector. Like I just felt they still had a connection, and I was like, well, yeah, he's mad, but eventually they'll just bond again. Or
he's a main character, like Ned. He has honor.
Have I not been watching this show? Then you have a theory.
I do have a theory, and this is something that comes straight from the books, and that's not a spoiler because there's theories all over the place saying that, oh, well, Jon Snow's probably not dead. Melisandre could bring him back. He could have warg powers like Bran. He could warg into ghosts. Yeah, see? Blew your mind. In the books, his last word is actually ghost. So he speaks that. Oh, I know. I'm sorry.
I know what will happen to Ghost. They can't kill him.
Ghost is like running around the wilderness right now, I think.
That's true. Hopefully.
With Sam. Sam got away.
Yes.
Thank the gods. Because he'd have been next.
Yes. Oh, yeah, they would have totally killed him.
Sam and then
Poor
Gilly
Sam.
and the baby. Would have been.
But like you said, I think we saw so much of Melisandre, and I kept saying at the beginning of the season, like, why is she looking at him like that? She seemed very interested in him. Nothing, Jon Snow, all of those little hints. And then she's not going to do anything?
People are going to be pestering poor Kit Harington the entire offseason.
Yeah.
Kit,
are you coming back?
Kit,
are you coming back? Are you dead?
Are you dead?
Are you really dead?
Are you really dead?
Coming back?
Because in the books, you might not be dead, but you might be dead. Show watchers, welcome to the book world, because that's exactly where we are. Caught up and part of our living hell.
That's how the season ends, with tons of questions and 6 people dead. In
6 named people.
Yeah, in this episode alone. Oh, why we have to wait a year?
A year.
A year!
A year.
So, do you have, any questions, any further questions, any thoughts about, what's coming up?
I'm actually going to let Sandrine read the comments this time. So,
Yes!
yeah.
I get to read the comments because no more spoilers!
Not really, no. Very minor ones.
What did you think of the season finale? Do you have additional questions that we didn't mention that you're like, what about this? What about that?
Or the season as a whole. What did you think of the season as a whole? Where does it rank for you? 1 through 5 now. Where would you rank them? Because I'm curious.
Okay, you let us know what your favorite season is. Also, we wanted to thank you guys for watching our reviews. We had so much fun talking about Game of Thrones and, hearing your thoughts. If you enjoyed our video, make sure to subscribe, because even though Game of Thrones is done, we have more reviews coming up and more TV-related videos for you, so make sure to do that.
She's a TV addict.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and we'll see you soon. Bye!
Bye!
Where would you rank it?
That's difficult for me. Up until now, I've actually ranked them...
In order?
Well, in order backwards. I thought season 4 was the best, and season 3 was the next
2,
best.
1.
And people then throw things at me because they say that I'm dissing season 1. I'm not dissing season 1. It was great.
Oh, they're all great.
It just had certain budgetary issues and they were still getting their feet warm. I think there were bigger moments in season 2. You had the whole Blackwater, which was awesome, and Tyrion being all Machiavellian, and then season 3 you had the Red Wedding, and then season 4 you had Oberyn plus Brienne and the Hound plus the Battle of Castle Black. So it's every season's up the ante.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to think on this one.
Too.
It was very good. Ugh. I don't know if it was better than season 4 or season 3.
I have to rewatch it. I have to rewatch it. I have to rewatch it to know. Oh.